So it's Friday, July the 13th, and as promised, we're going to do a little giveaway. I know Facebook is busy building this little audience. Didn't really specify about what time exactly that I was going to go live and do the giveaway. So we'll let a few folks have the opportunity to come in and come on. And I know there's a lot of different things going on tonight. A lot of people still on vacations. I'm sure there are some folks out enjoying the Slug Burger Festival. I know I done went and got my fill. Didn't take very long. But anyhow, I know there's a lot going on. So as you're coming in, let me know where you're coming in from. Hey, Mary, how are you? Don't know if the name Sweet Cakes fits, but we'll roll with it. So tonight, before the giveaway, we're going to talk about a few fallacies about hemp. And just in case some of you do not know what the definition of a fallacy is, that's basically a mistaken belief, something that is based on just an absolute myth and not true fact, okay? It means that it's really an unsound argument as to why or why not we should have something. We've all heard of myths before. We've all heard about a rumor. So rumor is just another word for a fallacy. So let's talk about a few that deal with hemp. And since the hemp farm bill has been passed in December, by Congress, there's been, quite a lot of speculation still of its legality and things of that. So let's talk about some of these myths. The first thing I want to say is praise to all things hemp. 55,000 different uses, for hemp, and after actually languishing for decades and decades, in the wilderness and us not being able to use it, etc. It's really, really no surprise to me and a lot of others that CBD is really making a huge comeback right now. There's no denying that CBD has catalyzed the attention of those not only here in the United States but around the world. And in response to that, the federal government has now passed the federal hemp farm bill. So let's talk a little bit about the commerce side of it. Okay, so a lot of people assume that the farm bill has defined CBD and allowed its legality. You're not allowed any more than 3% THC in a product here at Prescott's. We don't have any THC in any products except for our raw flower. So now farmers can basically grow and sell hemp. However, the FDA, even though they are a government subsidiary, they say that it is strictly a pharmaceutical. They say that because already Big Pharma has gotten their hands into the cannabis and CBD arena with a drug called Epidiolex. Supposedly treats two different kinds of seizures in children, but as we know and studies show from other countries such as Australia, that it's only effective in about 1% or less of the cases that they use it in. So as I always say, something natural, which Epidiolex is not, is much safer and much more readily available and effective than something that we're already having issues with, created by some big pharmaceutical companies. Not to say that, we don't need some pharmaceuticals, but again, I think that CBD and something God-given and natural to us in earth is something that we shouldn't play with. It already has its benefits, and why manipulate that or try to recreate it if it's already here and natural? So the DEA actually maintains jurisdiction over CBD extracted from cannabis and hemp. So under federal law, it's a gray area depending on what state that you live in, okay? I know that's a little cynical, but it's the truth. Second fallacy is that the definition of hemp is distinct from marijuana and based on sound science. That's not true either. The molecular structure of CBD is the same, no matter whether it comes from medical cannabis, medical marijuana, or it comes from hemp, or if it comes from a clone of medical cannabis and hemp. Okay, CBD doesn't matter if it's derivative of which plant or a clone plant. It's still legal as long as it's 3% or less. CBD is not any more important or any more stronger because it comes from cannabis marijuana than if it comes from hemp. The only big difference is the other cannabinoids that are found in these plants, okay? Some of you may or may not have done your own homework and research. Some of you may have watched some of my videos in the past, and some of you may be brand new. And if you're brand new and you're just now coming in, let me know that you're a newbie. If you're someone, has kept up with us here at Prescott's, and you are a true and tried Prescott supporter, then of course leave us some monkey love. But that being said, CBD, it doesn't matter if it comes from cannabis or hemp. It's still molecularly CBD. Now, what's the big difference? The big difference is that each plant has other cannabinoids. CBG, CBN, CBC, CBH, CBDA, THC, THCA. Each one of these have some acidic properties that are very specific to the cannabinoids as well as the plants and vice versa. So if you can get the one or a combination of a clone plant where you can get the most cannabinoids, synergistically, the endogenous system is going to be much more receptive and you're going to have a lot better results, okay? We'll get into that a little bit more in depth another day, but that's basically, in a nutshell, the specifics and the distinguishing factors in between cannabis and hemp, okay? Here's another fallacy. There's another fallacy that says that federal government conspired with big business to make hemp illegal in the past. So this, we really need to look at why hemp became illegal in the first place. Okay, so the notion that there is an anti-hemp conspiracy involving corporate and government collusions among some cannabis proponents can be traced and cannot be traced to a certain extent. Okay, there's an assumption that anything made from trees or petroleum can also be made from hemp. That's true, okay? A lot of people speculate that because of that, then, manufacturers such as DuPont, who make things like plastics, silicone, silicas and stuff, wanted to try to eliminate hemp because, of course, they were a natural competitor. It also poses the threat that William Randolph Hearst, a newspaper chain, rallied against marijuana because he wanted to vanquish all the paper business and hemp as its rival in the paper industry, okay? He always needed more paper for newsprint. If anything, it would have been in Hearst's best interest to actually grow lots of hemp for making paper, okay? Because we know that trees are limited. When you cut them down, it takes many, many years for them to grow back. So there's really no smoking gun, as you would say, let alone any significant evidence to show that the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, Mr. Eslinger, was acting with big business and big corporations. However, on the other side, there are a lot of traceability that does warrant a merit to those statements. So it's really left up to the individual to kind of do their own homework and kind of look at bureaucracy as it stands today and bureaucracy as it stood in the past, kind of use their own mind and their own opinions to make the deciding factor into that one, okay? We do know that Eslinger had sufficient motives and evidence to demonize marijuana, the evil weed, in order to preserve and even expand the bureaucratic reach of the federal government and the FDA to support his own self-importance. He did this by demonizing specific classes of people, much like the media and different groups do today, to kind of divide and segregate us all. So again, there's some speculation about that, but there's also some truth. So you can kind of use your own judgment on that fallacy, if you will. Then there is the fallacy that industrial hemp is a great source for extracting CBD oil. Okay, this is one that I'm just really not crazy about. Again, like I said, the CBD molecule, whether extracted from industrial hemp or other forms of cannabis, is molecularly the same. Okay. Industrial hemp, though, is mostly used for fiber, seed proteins, cells, cloth, things of that nature. Industrial hemp does not have as many cannabinoids in it, such as the CBG, CBH, all the others that we know exist, like a cannabis hemp cross clone has the ability to provide, okay? So because CBD is what we most know, it's the most common that's present in industrial hemp, it's the one that everybody talks about. The levels really top out at about 3.5% by dry weight per pound, okay? Which is much less when it comes to varieties of CBD and cannabis rich crossbreed clones, much like what we use in extracting Prescott's tinctures, okay? And for that reason, that's why we choose to use a cannabis hemp clone, because again, it can increase your percentage of cannabinoids by as much as 20% on dry weight, okay? Not to discount that industrial hemp, again, is not important, that it is not actually effective. It's just, again, not going to be as effective if you can get more cannabinoids other than just CBD. And in the upcoming weeks and months, you're going to hear a lot more too about CBG and CBN specifically in the media as we start to learn more through scientific research. So, there's that, and that, you'll continue to hear about that. The media will continue to push all these CBDs, of course, largely in part for Big Pharma. You've got CVS, you've got Walgreens, even Walmart and Target in some of the states where cannabis is legal, that are jumping on the CBD train and the CBD wagon for of course, the financial gain. That being said, always do your education about where you get your product from. I always like to say that if you can pick up the phone, you can call, you can ask questions. If they're very transparent and they're willing to show you labs, then you're much likely to get a quality product. You can find CBD sold in some car lots nowadays. A carpet store may sell CBD to you down the road. So I would much rather go into a dispensary-like location where their specialty is CBD, where they're educated on the different cannabinoids, where they're educated on the endogenous system, all the health issues that the different cannabinoids can help with. So I always say, if you can ask questions and you can find someone who is educated in that specialty area, you're going to get a much more quality of a product and a better understanding of how CBD can work. Not just CBD again, but all the different cannabinoids can work, within your body. George says, I wish every business owner would follow the lead the way you've gone above and beyond in research and gaining knowledge. George, that's our main goal. I want to take a moment just to kind of brag on Carly. She's not on here tonight, but Carly actually applied for a scholarship with one of the leading cannabis and endogenous system educators in the United States, Green Flower. And there was about 17,000 different candidates that filled out applications to take one of their many courses, including myself. Well, they only chose 25, and they gave away right around, I want to say like $30,000, $40,000 in scholarships. So Carly, our very own Carly, part of Prescott's, is now getting a scholarship to take a brand new course and it is specifically on patient care. Okay, very excited for her about that. So if you guys see Carly or you want to drop a comment below, please leave her a little congratulations and some love for beating out over 17,000 other applicants, not only just here in the United States, but all across the world, even in other countries where the cannabis conversations are starting to happen. So very proud of her for that. So now we're going to cut this video. Hope that you have learned something from this tonight. As always, if you have questions, leave me a comment below. If there's something that you want to see, that you want to talk about, do you have questions about how CBD works with the pancreas? Do you want to know how CBD works with diabetes, high blood pressure, anything like that? Please do leave us a comment. We check the comments. We're always looking for, great new content. Maybe you want to know about eczema or some kind of skin issues. We're always open and excited to have those conversations. But I want to do this drawing on the Wheel of Names because some lucky winner is going to get a $50 gift certificate. And I'm going to flip the camera around so you guys can see my Wheel of Names. And there were quite a few people that shared that, tagged a friend. Make sure that if you haven't liked Prescott's page, go up to the top right-hand corner, do the thumbs up for us. Very easy. Invite friends and family that you think need this education and this information to come and check it out. Check out the page. We're always trying to elaborate on educational material. We have a great new digital rewards program that's coming out. So if you have a smart device, go and download the Clover app. It is completely free. Look for a Prescott store location near you. You'll be able to digitally get all kinds of discounts, all kinds of rewards points that you can actually cash in by doing cool little things and earn some free product. Joy says CBD and dementia and Alzheimer's. Okay, Joy, what I'll do is the next video that we have, I'll make it all about dementia and Alzheimer's. There's some pretty great stuff out there about how CBD works neurologically in the brain. I'll save some really, really exciting stuff that I'd love to share right now about that. For that video. It's super duper exciting. It's one of those things that you'll be surprised at how our creator made this plant to work specifically and designed it to work specifically within our bodies. So be watching for that. We'll go live one day next week on CBD, dementia, and Alzheimer's. So who's going to be our lucky winner? We're going to click to spin. We got a $50 gift certificate that you can cash in at any Prescott store. And my Wheel of Names is not, there it goes. So what you'll do is whoever the winner is, just message us here on the page, private message us. We'll get back to you. Who's it going to be? Jason Holly. Jason Holly, I know that you follow us here on Prescott. So if you don't mind, give us a private message. Give us a comment below if you know Jason. Tag him, tell him congratulations. We'll make sure that he gets that $50 Prescott's gift certificate, however he wants it. He can use it online or in any store location that he likes to get fixed up and hopefully see some results in what he's been dealing with, or maybe someone that he loves. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you know someone who needs this information, you know someone that really needs to be educated, not sold, but explained how things work, tell them to leave us a comment on the page. We'll do a video for them. We'll answer all the questions that we can. You can also make appointments that are absolutely free with any one of our consultants in the stores. They're super duper, every one of them. There's Shauna, Bethany, Lauren, Susan, Joseph, all here to help you, help to guide you on your regimen of what you need. show you labs and that transparency, and as well, you get 20% off if you were to make a purchase that day. You're not required to. Again, we're here for you, but should you choose to start your regimen that day, you will absolutely get a discount. You can make those appointments at the top of the page as well. There's a link to each store as well as phone consultations. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time. Enjoy your weekend. Please be safe no matter what you are doing. Peace out. Monkey love.